Assalamu alaikum. Our today's topic is keys and couplings. Keys and couplings are basically related to the chapter of shafts. This is chapter 7 of Shigley and chapter 9 of Norton, machine design by Norton. Just going before going into the detail of keys, I will be discussing some details of shafts, basic introduction. As you all have heard the word shaft, also while we studied torsion, we studied details about shafts. What are shafts? A shaft is a rotating member. Usually, a shaft is a circular in cross section and it is used to transmit power. It provides axis of rotation or oscillation of elements such as gears, pulley, flywheel, crank. Whenever there is a rotating element, there two or more elements are mostly attached by shafts. Uh, some of you might confuse shaft with axle. Axle is also a circular element, but it is not rotating. It is a fixed element, like in case of motorbikes or in case of cycles. The central rod is an axle, not shaft. If the bar is non-rotating, we can just study with axial loading, simple static beam with transverse loading. But when it is rotating, the shaft is a rotating element. It is under fatigue loading, because when let's say that there is a shaft like this, there are two supports, one here, and shaft is rotating about this axis, and there is a load here. Due to this load, if you consider it as a beam, there will be some bending here. So this bar, this point here is under, it is stretched, compressed, and the lower section, this lower section is stretched. But after 180 degree of rotation, this part will come up and this part will come down. So the compressed element in after 1 degree, the compressed element will be extended, and the member which is in extension will be compressed. So there is fatigue loading on the shaft. So whenever you study shaft, you have to study fatigue loading. That is why the topic of shaft you will be studying in machine design 2 or at the end of MOM 2. So how we design a shaft? Whenever we design shaft, based on this loading, we check which is the section which is experiencing highest amount of stress. So we start from designing that section, and we design a dia of each and every section. How many sections are there? I will just explain in after a couple of slides. Usually the deflection of shaft is a function of its cross section. As the it is a shaft, and it is the deflection, this delta. And the portion with smaller cross section will deflect more as compared to the portion with larger cross section. How we design a shaft? Initially, whenever we design a shaft, there has to be some component. For example, if we need to attach one gear and two gears to a shaft, central dia has to be more as compared to this dia, because we need to remove these components as well whenever they are failed. So there has to be a shaft, has to be a stepped shaft, so it all blocks the component in this direction. Similarly, it blocks this gear in this direction, and on the other direction we have to put some accessories, some components. And today the topic of today's lecture is to study those components. Which are those components? How we design shaft? Basic purpose of shaft is to transmit power. For example, let's say we have this component. We have to transmit power from, let's say there is a motor attached here. There is a motor, and from that motor we have a gear. The gear is rotating with an RPM, and we have to transmit this power through this gear to some other component to further transmit the power. So first of all, we have to transmit this power. So what we do, from this component there is some torque. This torque is transmitted from this gear to this shaft. There has to be a shaft. This shaft, this power has to be transmitted as torque at this component, torque is this component is same. So this torque is transmitted to this shaft and it is further transmitted to the connecting component. As we have to support the shaft, these are two bearings usually used to support the shaft. So the final design might be this one. We have one gear, we have two gears. In between the gears, we need to attach these component by any means of key, collar, or any other component, and these are two bearings. So this is one idea of one solution, one possibility of adding a shaft. The second option is we have a fan and we have a pulley. From this pulley, we need to rotate this fan. What we do? One is possibility is, as usually the fan and pulleys are at low RPM, instead of using keys, we can use a set screw. Here, this screw. There is a pulley. There is belt. There is a belt in the pulley which is causing this pulley to rotate. When we attach a shaft, this shaft rotates at same RPM as this one and causes the fan to rotate. So we have to design this shaft. We need to, the position of bearing is usually calculated. We need to check where we need to calculate where to put the bearing and what is the type of bearing to place. And what is the function of bearing? Function facilitate facilitates rotation of shaft without any friction or with lesser amount of friction. So lesser the friction, less will be the losses and more the torque will transmitted from this point to this point. Torque will be here and outward torque will be here. So that is the basic purpose of shaft. And how we design shaft? How we design a shaft? Basically, first of all, we need to know which is a central portion. In this case, this is a central portion of shaft. Central portion means if we need to remove this bearing has to be removed on left side. And if we need to gear and this bearing are removed on the left side, and this gear and this bearing are removed on the right side. It means that the dia of this shaft at here, this shaft has to be equal to the dia of inner dia of the gear. So the larger dia of shaft at this end will provide a support to this gear, so this gear will not move in this direction, but this gear can move in right direction. So we have to attach some accessories here to avoid that motion. Similarly, for this gear, we have a support here. We have usually the shaft is made stepped shaft, so it provides motion support in one direction, and on the other direction we have to attach some attachment. Similarly, for the bearing, this side will act as support, and the other side we have to attach some key, some retaining ring, etc. Usually shaft layout is like this. General layout of shaft is accommodated shaft elements like gear, bearing, pulleys. These are the components attached to shaft. For example, this is a gear attached to this shaft. This is the bearing. This is the bearing section, cut section of the bearing. Also, this is a bearing. Thrust bearing means if there is some axial motion of shaft, this bearing will provide axial support as well. Axial layout means how we put element in along the axis of the shaft. Shaft rotates about this axis. This is the motion of shaft, but the attachment of element in the axis of the shaft is done like this. Support load carrying component between bearing. Most of the time we have the bearing only to support the shaft, so most of the load carrying components are placed in between the bearings. Because cantilever beam, if you make a cantilever beam is usually like this. Deflection at the end is highest. That's why if we have two bearing at the end, in between we have a shaft, the most probable deflection will be like this. At this end, the deflection will be minimum. That's why usually we put bearings at the end of the shaft. The length of cantilever should be kept as short as possible because the reaction is F into D. More the length of more the distance between the bearing, more will be the deflection of the shaft. More are the chances of failure. Most we prefer at most two bearing. Why? Because whenever there are 2 points, we can have an exact ideal horizontal straight line between 2 points. But when we have 3 points, there is a possibility that one point the line will miss at least 1 point. That's why, because the shaft is rotating, its axis of rotation for both of two bearing has to be exactly at the same point. Otherwise, if the axis is, for example, put a bearing here and little bit misaligned, this bearing will cause the shaft to deflect, and due to this deflection there will be stresses in the shaft, so this will be causing failures. That's why we put only two bearing. Axial space between component is desirable, so to avoid the friction, and so it also to avoid any contact of two metal to metal components. And if the components are load bearing, if the load is, for example, if for cantilever beam, if we have support here, and the load is applied here, this load will cause a large amount of bending moment if this distance is large. So if this distance is kept small, for example, if this distance is kept small, the distance, the bending moment will be small as this distance is small. So to avoid this, to reduce the amount of bending moment, that this distance has to be kept small, or wherever the load is applied, it has to be, or gears or load carrying members should be kept near the bearing. The components need to be accurately located because one gear is attached to another and that gear is attached to another gear, so they are attached in chain. That's why all the components are needed to be aligned exactly. And also, this was the thing I was talking about. At one side, of each for example, for gear, the shaft, usually the shafts are stepped shaft. For example, this is a stepped shaft. Sorry, this is a stepped shaft. This dia is larger than this, so if we put a gear here, this end of the gear will be supported by the shaft, but on the other end, this end, because if it is free, this gear can move in this direction. So to avoid this, we either put retaining ring, grooves, sleeve, or collar or clamp, or any other component. Basic purpose of shaft is to transmit torque between one component to another component. Common transferring elements are keys, spline, set screw. What are purpose of these elements? For example, if we have a shaft, for example, if we have this shaft and we attach a gear on the shaft, this gear, if this shaft is rotating, in order to this gear to rotate, this is the gear. If we want this gear to rotate with this shaft, we have to fix these two components. These can be fixed either by keys, spline, set screw, pins, press fit, or tapered fit. What are these things? Just see this. Keys. We make a keyway in the shaft and also a keyway in the hub. The outer component on the shaft is always called a hub. So this is a key, metal key attached in between these two components. And when we close this, when we put this shaft in between, when this shaft rotates, it exerts force on the key, and as a result, this key exerts force on this edge of the keyway, and the hub starts rotating. Same way is spline. It has made the same function. It is an external groove on the shaft, and similarly on the hub we have similar type of internal grooves, and these grooves fix on each other. So we have while shaft rotates, it rotates the hub or gear with itself. Similarly, we have set screw. We have pins. For example, here we put a pin here and we turn the pin head on the other side, so this pin will make a joint. We have press fit. We heat this external element, and when we put we cover this internal element with that, and when it cools down, it compresses, and due to that compression there is a joint in between them. And also we have tapered fit. This is a basic assembly of shaft. For example, we have a sprocket, a gear. The power has to be transmitted, let's say, from this gear to this sprocket. So we have to make an assembly, or we have to make an assembly of shaft. And initially, this is a central portion of shaft. There is a step, then we have to put this sprocket. Then with there again, the dia will be same. And after that, at this point, we have to put a bearing. Similarly, at this point, we have to put some gear, then bearing, and then they have also attached some sheave like sleeve. There are a number of ways to attach each component. For example, this component we have placed this collar clamp. Collar clamp is taper clamp. We put it here, and after that we tight it with a couple of screws, so it holds this hub with the shaft. Similarly, at this point we have a key. The function of this key is to when this shaft rotates, it causes this key to rotate. There is a keyway in the shaft as well. The rotation of shaft causes the key to rotate, and as this key is also inserted in the hub, so the hub will also rotate with that, and this key is the joint between shaft and key, shaft and hub. Also, this bearing, for this bearing we have a snap ring. Snap ring is a clip like ring, a simple ring, this half ring. We can open it by any screwdriver. Just open it like this, just by application of force it will come like this. When we put it in any groove, just remove the screw and it will just snap itself and fit the groove. I have a couple of pictures in the next slide. The basic function or basic importance of shaft is that we have to attach the component, and we are also required to disassemble the component. That's why we keep largest die of the shaft at the center, because from the sides we have to remove the components. Usually one side of component is because of step of the shaft, one side is blocked, and on the other side we have to attach some component. And basic topic of today's lecture is to study those components, or simply we will be studying keys.